Hello, everyone. Good evening once again. We are going to discuss about irregular verbs today. Okay, I think in lesson 11 we did verbs only into details, but today we are going to talk about only regular verbs. We are breaking them down. So, I believe if you haven't watched the lesson 11, you can go back and watch because I explained everything about regular verbs and irregular verbs. But for today's lesson, it's going to be about only regular verbs. Okay, so I think I'll do a quick recap on regular verbs. Okay, so for regular verbs, they are also called weak verbs. This is the lesson 11. And the weak verbs in German is schwache Verben. Schwache Verben. Because the reason why they are weak verbs is because the verb stem doesn't change. If you don't know what a verb stem is, I think you should watch the lesson 11. I don't want to talk much about that. The verb stem is the verb before the ending of the infinitive form of a verb. Like I've done something like this. Something like learning. Learning is the infinitive form of the verb to learn. Okay. Any verb ending with en or n is the infinitive form. The infinitive form means that it's an infinity. That's why there's a start from to play, to learn, to eat, to dance, to travel. Okay, so the infinitive form is just a description of the verb. So when you are making your sentence, that's where you come back to the conjugation, because if you don't conjugate the verb, you can't use it in a real sentence. It will be irrelevant. So I don't want to talk much about the verb stem okay, just watch the lesson 11. You will understand everything that I'm talking about. So I think okay. So say we are regular verbs now. And then we are going to learn its conjugation, and in some special cases, the regular shortcut that we know, the ID ways, it's Mrs. Endings, the endings for the conjugation. Sometimes it changes. So I'll teach you guys some of the exceptions, the most important ones. Okay, I don't know if that's all, but from the research I did, there are some. Okay, so and then at the end of the lesson, you should be able to conjugate verbs in the regular and in the present tense. Regular verbs in the present tense. Okay, and if you don't know what regular verbs are, kindly watch the lesson 11, because I can't talk about it again. Alright, the video was into details, so if you take your time and watch, you understand everything. And then we are going to do more examples. Okay, so this is conjugation in the present tense. Verb conjugation in the present tense. Alright, send a mechanic, sa pronouns we know. If you want to conjugate a verb, you use it with the help of the pronoun, because sentence there is no pronoun in it, but you can conjugate it according to its pronoun. I think in lesson 11, the example we say Kwame, Kofi, Ama. Ama is not a pronoun, Kwame is not a pronoun, it's just a noun. Alright, but say uku use Ama and Kofi in a real sentence. Say Ama is going to school, or Ama eats banku, Okay, it's in the present tense. And you know that ama is singular, ama is no plural. Nti wo hwa, where will ama fall? And I gave you a key. My key say okay, say where the category ama be fall. Pronouns no your categories. Nti if say one share video na patch call lesson I think 9 or 10. I was talking about personal pronouns. Me explaining how they niya or your categories of pronouns are niya for this H, do, Z, S, Z, S. We mu nyina omo category omo fall. Okay. Nti ama will fall under third person. This side is the third person. Because ama is not talking to you directly and I'm only in come on jina weni ama ebi a wo ka ama ho asem. And I'm a practical example say udi ama ho kokwansa. Okay, or number fall under third person. And always wo na wo ka asem no. Say I am Kofi, I am Kwame, I know. Tiny H never fall. Always H is the first person pronoun. Okay, and you know say singular and plural. So idea way, I think say we are already familiar with this table, but then we were familiar with this one rather. This table was I think that's the first one you guys know. Okay, but maybe you didn't know say this is singular and this is plural. Usiana sa nti ma any easy amount so that you understand ma chemienu what I say nti regular verbs no ube conjugation na send am kind lesson 10 or lesson 11. Okay, ube conjugation na sa verbs term no and then the verb in fin because the verbs are always in the infinitive form. Oh, in fact, say there's a verb like wohnen. Where do you stay? Now, where do you live? I'm sure, say you are familiar with that. Obi timi bisao. Wo vons do. Oh, and I would say. Obi bisao sa question now. You know, say that verb is wohnen. And wohnen means to live. Inti me mamuki say when you verb na and if you're not familiar with it, you convert it to the infinitive form. Okay. Inti you convert here, then you know say the verb is ending in en or n. Then you come back to your table, this table. Ahana magic linear happen. So when you table we are, I'm sorry, you can't even write a sentence or type something to your friend or answer a question in German because kasa nina is based on conjugation. If you don't know conjugation, okay, see if this one is long for you, you can use this one, okay, or you can also use this one. Send them here ID ways. So shortcut way, I need E, D need S T. E-A-T, W-A-E-N, T-A-I-S-A-E-N. Oh, say we so long, you can use this table. Any of them, And I say, while with me, a creative shortcut will trim now the kaya is very important. But most at times, you may forget until the other say, your practice. So we do not shame no one can just do it, okay? Because when you conjugation, you can't move forward. Because we are going to do continuous tenses, present perfect, present past perfect, where they get common and they get verbs next starts with get so have verbs so we name we are what you drew and show me maybe into verbs term without wasting much time. Verbs term is the same as Saturday we blue. Inside my blue. Verbs term you blue, verb in infinity, and at the beginning of the verb. Anyway and anyhow you can remember. Just remember. Okay. And then maybe depend whether the pronoun is singular or plural. Say na me ma ka say Kofi ana Ama goes to school. Ama eats banku. Oh, Ama eats banku. Ama is this side. Ama is singular. Or fall under third person. Nti ama no. The verb conjugation ending AT. Okay, no matter what, it be AT, unless you get to the exception. Exception you be draw, but for now, this is the regular rule. Rule na eliminate one verb stem plus the ending. Until we chat. Send my no I say you cut the ending. Ending na red. Now we training if you man you I didn't say what they show na why be afan what they show up we confuse so. It's there be any say the kind training ya to train. Then you come back to your table. Subject na then ish no the end ni then we now they are be shame subject no it's verb conjugation ni na no. The things to consider is the subject and the type of verb, whether it's regular or irregular. Okay, and in most cases you say if they are verb no in the special scenario you be draw because special scenarios no the do ni done so I do you know this is second person informal done the ending done but you don't worry. Okay, see then start with conjugation any more examples so that you guys will understand. So this verb we put on the starting vonen just said to live and I would say it's what's saying fine. So according to this table, this is the conjugation we have. It's end with E, do end with ST. See, the mine blue in a verb stem, then the mine red in a ending. These are the endings for the conjugation. And this side is the singular and this side is plural. And then apart from side in these two sound perform a new way. H and do. They are one people but different colors. Will be the way. It is a way in the year. I'm sorry. I'm bedding because a dolphin. And the bear answer say you need to know more verbs. Okay, so when you have verbs now, you will know the difference between regular and irregular. Irregular and the but you need to know say this one is regular, this one is irregular, and you need to know the conjugation. Conjugation is the first key is uchi this one ID ways. Way. Me we are me use so and then me trim into no matter what I know say this is the ending unless the verb is in a special case and you be draw into vonen any is vonen do vons and you know say this one is not war and you warning vonen in German. This W is vein, it's pronounced as vein. So H vonen, duvonst, Z vonen, S vont, T O T. So we fear okay. So S say he or she or it. Maybe I won't even see. The minima, but the lesson on personal pronouns. You know everything I'm talking about here. Okay. See, H nature say I, do nature say you, informal. Z nature say you, the same you now, but another formal. It's way in the pronoun. Sorry, the plural. H ni plural ni, we ni plural ni, we ni plural ni, we ni plural. Okay, nti wo hwe we ni kwampa, wo bitimi achiki ba ko bi so wa say this plural side when one a different. Only this one. Oshe via ZZs are 3 way in. You don't have to even worry. In most cases, Send them I think in lesson 10. Like I said, so we should table now. This 1, 2, 3. I know you can't boom 1. According to this table, you can't boom. It's answer 1, 2. Omunya take the same ending, and then this and this also take the same ending. If you wait to me say tricky back home, say we say this and this are the same, this and this are the same. If you wait to me always any T, I need T, W need E and S E. I'm trying to make a video about this, but you don't worry. Okay, for now, you just apply the ID ways and don't confuse yourself. Right? Into another verb, which is regular. Okay, there are so many regular verbs, but in case a video on the something, baby, it's not a trust anyway, Into where you mahen, I just said to do. To do, the same rule applies here. EST, ENT, ENT. It's an put here plural. Sorry. Plural. Man, how this way, which is a we. Savvy, and it's just a we. This is us. This is you. You in the plural, you guys. Okay. In a way, they and them. This one, third person pronoun, just a them and they. In a way, so the same you now. It's so sharp. It's our first 3 way, It means you. Sorry. So 2 way now. Just say you. And only this one, just say I. I or we. So you can say I and my friends are traveling tonight. Now we are traveling tonight. So once you say Patrick lesson 9 on personal pronouns, you will understand everything I'm talking about here. Okay. And see conjugation and anything. So if you follow the same pattern, you see spelling to play. Each speller do spelled. Z spelling. S spelled. V spelling. E spelled. See see usha way echo. I think I'll do another video. I'll make this one part 1. Then I'll show you another trick to remember it fast. Because conjugation in here saying so that's a casano. So when conjugation won't mean to casano. That's the problem. Won't mean can because that can be a bit very wrong. And you won't even know what to say if you don't know the conjugation. To make I say they is going to school. It's wrong. I say they are going to school. And I say I'ma have 2 boys, 2 eggs. Okay, sorry. I'ma have 2 eggs. Wrong. I'ma has 2 eggs. Has. Into conjugation here. As I say English now. Say way better there. Let's just say with English, you have a problem there. Because you can even apply English language rules here. But German they are different. Sana German say can't challenge German. I'm not my own language, saying it. So just follow the rules. But studieren, to steady. Nti say ID ways EST ENT. Say we be longer. You can apply this one. Just apply this one. With me, you should table ESTT or this one. But me person who difference. This is singular and plural. It do over onim say we plural. That's the problem. If you don't know that this one is plural, obeya frefra. I want to be sound because you have to know the difference so that you can know the conjugation and what it means. Say we you. It's actually we you. It's you no conjugation sanity. And I say if you are ready baby, no matter say do z. No matter conjugating in this way. You don't say anyway ne can but a way ne can. Sad way no so then who video to know the difference between this Z and this Z because they look the same but they are not the same. And as a Z way so it's not confuse you because conjugation is the same thing. The who video so don't worry. So this one is spelling. Do spelled. Z spelling. S spelled. Spelling. Say studieren. Ich studiere. Du studierst. Sie studieren. It's which similarities SES studiert. SES studiert. Wir studieren. Ihr studiert. It's when we cry the say. Ich and one on what's on. Sie studieren. They say anything. We take it time and you will know. No way, hearing. Is with the umlaut. Hearing, only the pronunciation. Hearing. No. Wait, ish, hearing. Do, hearst. He. I say he. Benny, he, her. I say, move some scars from the bitch. Z, hearing. SZS, hurt. Wir hören. Ihr hört. Sie hören. You keep learning this thing. The more we see on the back one, we won't dream for now. Because when you see this is just the beginning. Say once the beginning, I say, if you feel so even question and answers. We be to maybe so awesome. We be doing any panicking. And I say, yeah, how will you know any panic and waiting if you don't even know your conjugation? If you are any panel needing common grammar for a beginner. But and found we need to know your left and right. So we see and then we see any April. And so we see any JB. Into verbs na also we are frag to question. We require vocabulary. We go to media vocabulary so that you know the difference. These are all regular verbs, all of them. Regular verbs they were learning, there was sagen, there were fragen, there were telephoniere. And person know it's in the bed it's not make trust. Into special cases na America I want to hear bakuni. One of the special cases bakuni say if the verb stem and the verb stem near side the beginning of the infinitive verb and the middle the way send how make kai be Say verb stem ne ending of the verb stem ne is way. The word before the en, before the ending en or n. I think I'll look for verbs ending with n only, so that you know the difference. Because videos need to say en and infinitive verb and en or en and n. Until we need en. But special case rule in say the verb stem end with s and asset. So beta sign your friend asset. Until then I say s ni o kan o chi s ni and a z and a z in English z. So verb stem end with s, like this one, rising. When you rise, and you rise. The reason why it's rising is because in German, I think I said it in the numbers 0 to 20. That lesson, I think lesson 4 or so. The reason why it's rising, not rising, is because the s comes before a vowel. And in English, we know say vowels are A, E, I, O, U. Okay, in English, A, E, I, O, U. These are vowels. Mention one. Okay, these are the vowels I'm talking about. You see, say S begins and it comes before any of these vowels. Now, the S pronunciation will turn into Z. It's a very rising. Zag. Zine. If you are wounding, but macho, that's the reason why this S is sounding as Z in English. Z. Because in instances where the S will be pronounced as S, like something like rice. S word now, I think it's spelled like this in German, rice. Rice, this one doesn't come before any vowel. It's the end S into a rice and a rice. But if this one comes before a vowel like this one is say bibi to us say bibi say if it's like this and a very riser, but since nothing is there and it's rice, even word bapuni rise lighter, and your rice lighter. But I don't want to talk much about this. If you want to know more, kindly watch the numbers. I think the number 0 to 20. I think it's lesson 4 or so. The American and they say the only instance we be a special case and they say verb stem end with s or asset or z. Verb conjugation verb conjugation say the end near st never turn it to t. That's the only difference in this special case. Verb conjugation say me end with st. One a better than, but the rest will remain the same. From this table, say baha. The verb conjugation end with st is do. So I pronoun do, The can't say do or hard pa. What I say? So I do the one shiny here, there be a issue. One end with st. In this case, this one will be T. That's what the rule is saying. And I'm in American, I am bra. And see me example. You be use examples we are rising, tanzing, hyson. Hyson the any atisa. And see the only thing that will change is this. We will maintain all the ideas na and on one a better. In Syria, at the Kunta America says, is any say these things are there. Maybe you don't know, or maybe you have heard of it, but you don't remember. May sound can be because if you don't know and you use it in a sentence, so what can there? It might sound correct because of the pronunciation, If you say do rice is correct. But if you are work sure, now I could use your ideas. I think you'll be wrong for the do. Because say if you do now, say if you use ST now without applying this rule, this is how the rice will look like. And you can't write 2S in German and you're correct. It's irrelevant. So this is it. Ich reise, and then rise, because it's coming before a vowel, rise. Then do rise. This is rise because this is not a vowel. Rise and not this. It's not a red so that you know this is where you make your changes. Okay. See, S now be turning into T, but there are other rules which will turn different. Okay, into H rise, do rise, Z risen, sorry, risen, Z risen, SES rised, V risen, E rised, Z risen, Z risen. But was on it you. This video in the thing. Into Tanzan and so Tanzan. Sorry. But this one is not it's a Tanzan. In German, this Z is mentioned as T. Can be wavy. It's mentioned as this Z is equal to TS. And see, it's our Tanzan. It sounds the same as this. This is how it's supposed to sound. Without it, answer what kind of Tanzan straight. If you are kind, it will make sense to the person listening to you, but you have to mention it like this. The appropriate way, Tanzan, not Tanzan. So Tanzan. So please, let's take note of that. We should just say to dance, rise, and just say to travel. Into N1, the same thing. It's Washa. Estina Daniti. It's where Ishtan. Sorry. Ishtant. Not Tanz. Ukoka Tanz. With a tant. Do tants. Kocho. Ukoka to do tans. Waiting as a tants. But we are wrong. This is the correct one. It's a sound BBC. Tants. Because Zeno is mentioned as TS. Tants. But you're taking notes. May take your time and make sure because here. In as much as I will share there, you need to learn the correct pronunciation so that you be perfect. Oko in him na wusua na we are perfect. And say wusua na raw sa Mr. Okay. Then SES thanks. You see the same thing like this one. Thanks. No way, you see. Where thanks say gaman che. I say I know put a che and it different, but wait. German yet yes. Say bites. Bits. Bits. We know this one, so you don't worry. Learn it again. So we are now one test here. From Joe Sancho video needed that home. We can watch it as many times as we want. Alright, this is not a live class. This is a recorded class. It's a home anytime I'll be there. No appreciate. Anyway, via Tanzan, via Tams, Zitantan, Tantan. Zitantan. Yeah, so. See, the air can no. What sharp are then anything very simple. If you follow the rules very well, you know it's anything. Very easy. Conjugation is so easy. The agenda say if you don't know, say wait a special case, that's where you fumble. But there can the same rule na ID ways na echo. We are an echo. There can na we are an echo. And if you shall with me, I realize say there are similarities here. The ZZs are all ending in the EN. They take the form of the infinitive verb. AZS and EN, and also say the same thing. If you get in creative shortcuts, say this is equal to this, and this one is equal to this. But and yet, and video na yes then hyphen and also say I'm sure say we've come across this one, and the conjugation was heist, but writing the T, and some of us I'm sure say will be confused. But say this is fresh to you. This is a beginning course for you. You don't have to worry. Kindly watch the pronouns again. You will understand. I even mentioned this one in the personal pronouns. I'm sure I mentioned it. If I didn't mention it, kindly watch the verb videos. I think lesson 10 or 11 is there. This is mentioned as heist, but a team 1 hour because I don't know. Yes, no. A asset. BBC. Let me do something like this. That's how you mention it in German. Asset. In France, headset. Asset. But I say beta sign being a show. But a new beta sign. German kasa. And see way is heist. Do heist. S. So we need S me no macambo. C heist. SES heist. V heist. E heist. Z heist and Z heist again. Okay. Video 19, but I'm sorry. And see the last special case yes I deal with this one. Another special scenario. If the verb stem ends with D or T, this one the verb stem ends with S, asset, and T. S, asset and T. Or you can go with the English one, S. This one is asset and Z. But here, if the ending is T or D, T or D, but you should difference no, because if you don't know, you're very confused. These verbs have they are attached. I think they are inseparable or separable. I think we will do a video on that. Verbs we are advanced akra. So what we will say AR can arbeiten, antworten, so don't say they are all ending with TTT, but many D. I'll do another video with the part 2 so that you know say D and Susan but when the brand say if the verb stem, that is the blue one, so how we blue, the one that comes before the ending en. If the verb stem ends with D or T, we know ending with T. Inside mind yellow, so that you know the difference. Okay, says the first one, can say estin one ever done, but we know estin be done into EST, and at the T be a D chain be done into T, but you in brand ye two. Say very careful. Sorry, and see the take away my we say they end with ST we do no, but they end with T, this and this, third person and second person. Some go for me anyway. Almost T in the end. And same brand say ST ever than EST, and a T and it's better than ET. And see what I say E never have it twice, so E never have a sha, E so have a sha. And brown or say ST better than EST and T better than ET. And so examples, my example where 2, 3 go are. And so we say we not than EST. It's my red, so that you know. It's way be abite, do abite test, and yet abites. We are with say we name DR, and I know say not everyone will know, and I will need also regular verbs and also about because of time and into me and you baby and yes I video very long. I'll do more. This one is just part 1, maybe we account, so let's take time and watch. Okay, we need I buy test, I buy some, I buy test. That's the only changes that we do here. Do no never done it, and away anyway so never done it. They are kind of the same thing. Fala twice so shall changes 3 never by 1, 2, 3. But first rule the way it's the same thing will apply to this one. VAT, and then VAT. Because this one is mentioned as V. It's a H VAT. Do VAT test. No, not VAT. VAT test. Z VAT. SES VAT test. And a VAT test. So now we're going to be via VAT. Here VAT test. 1, 2, 3. The same thing applies to this table. Table is you can do your own table like this one. Then you do the indication. So it's this one will be ET. This one will be ET. And this one will be EST. So 1, 2, 3. And I change this in the back. That's for the second special case. So but the first one we see another example say antworten, to travel. Oh, I'm sorry, oh, my mistake. This one just say to work. But me fixing the video. May notes me fix actually notes. I buy it and it just say to work. Oh, me a mistake. Na Barton just say to wait. Oh, chain. Oh, chain do adi. And I antwort and it just say to answer. Maybe I will answer question. Oh, me sorry. Me and copy and paste into na so I'll do the changes there. I'll put it in the notes. Then you can get the notes on the video description. I'll put the link there so that you download and go through it yourself according to the video. Oh, share now the show video. Into the same thing. Oh, we say antworten. Do antwortest. Sie antworten. SES antwortet. Antworten. Nti we shall 1, 2, 3 changes na one and better. But mostly no do we na hard then. Say na machine ye do we na hard then. Nti say na identity. Nti I think I'll do another video on irregular verbs. But I won't say lesson 10 or 11 where I was explaining verbs into details. Nti na me pese video ni be something be the conjugation is very important. So I won't say but you could lesson 1 I did conjugation. Okay, nti I think I'll do another one for irregular verbs. So choose and auf Wiedersehen. We shall meet again.